right, you are listening to the Stimulus Package podcast with Dante and Rebecca, live from John Lovett's Comedy Club right here in Universal City Walk.
That's right.
And we have some great guests on the show.
We have amazing guests. I'm so excited about our guests, but we're going to get to them in a minute. Because
first, I want to promote a few things. Rebecca, why don't you tell them what is happening this Thursday at Club 11 in West Hollywood?
Well, all right. If you happen to be in Los Angeles this Thursday night, the one thing you should do is go to Club 11 in West Hollywood because it's the DVD release party of The Gay List. Woo!
Yay! And here's what The Gay List is. I produced with Rebecca and Nandor Entertainment 6 DVDs, and they're all stand-up comedy ones, and one of them is called The Gay List, and it stars Teddy Margus and Corey Schneider and Heather Turman.
And headlined.
And hold on, there's more. Mikey Scott, and it's headlined by
Tony Tripoli.
Tony Tripoli,
who is Joan Rivers' opening act and also is on her show,
Jonah Melissa.
Show, and works on Fashion Police.
And yes, he's the head writer for Fashion Police, and it's great, and we are debuting it this Thursday at Club 11. It's the big DVD release party, and it's mixed with another party.
It sure is.
Hosted by Livonia Speaks, Sassy, and it's going to have Cindy from the Brady Bunch, and one of our guests actually wearing a Brady Bunch shirt.
Amazing.
And also Jerry Jewell, the comedian actress from Deadwood.
Which I am so excited about.
And what's that show?
Facts of Life.
Facts of Life. Yes, Facts of Life. So, and there's going to be lots of people there. And anyway, so make sure you show up. It starts at 7, goes till about 2 a.m.
Jerry Jewell's going to be selling her book. Apparently, she's a lesbian and was molested, and it was horrible. She's overcome a lot. That's what's going on. But I'm really interested to get my Facebook picture taken.
Yeah, I want to.
That. Deadwood was a great show.
And also, I want to promote a couple other things. I think our movie is still in theaters. It's called The Inappropriate Comedy.
Might not be, though.
Make sure you see it before it leaves forever.
If it's still in theaters, I'm very
If it's still
surprised.
in theaters, right. But if you live in L.A., it was playing at Mann's Chinese a week ago. And it stars me, Rebecca, Adrian Brody, Michelle Rodriguez, Rob Schneider, Lindsay Lohan, and a whole slew of other people. It's a skit movie. So get out there and see it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Also, make sure you check out Fashion Police this Friday. It's going to be a very, very funny episode. Extra funny this time. And
it's always funny, but...
It is always funny. And I am directing a movie right now.
What?
Yeah, we start in
Yay!
we start in like a week. Or 2. We haven't set the exact date. We do that this week. But anyway, it stars Rebecca, and it's called What Happened, and it's a very funny...
and it stars you.
I'm in it. Yeah, I'm in it, but I'm a smaller part. Let's get to our guests.
All right, everybody. I know you're on the edge of your seats because you should be, as you always are when you're listening to the Stimulus Package. But we have, first of all, amazing guests. There's this movie. It's amazing. It's going to sweep the indie world. It's called First Period, and we are here with the director who I've known since I was a small child. Charlie Vaughn is with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
And the 2 main stars.
The 2 stars of First Period. We have Dudley Bean and Brandon Alexander III is with us. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Are you really the third?
Yes, he is. That's what he said before.
And you have a cameo in this movie.
I do have a cameo in the movie. But that's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about you guys. And
Let me just say this before we start asking you a million questions. Charlie brought this over to our house a week ago today, right?
Yes,
Wasn't it like a week ago today?
And I've known Charlie forever. And when a friend of yours directs a movie and is like, I want to show you this movie I directed, a lot of the time you're like, oh, great. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. And then it's the worst shit you've ever seen in your life.
It's the worst shit. And you're like, oh, God, what happened to
This
that?
was the best movie I've ever screened by a friend, and I mean that, ever. And,
by a lot.
And I told them when we were outside before the show started that it has also been stuck in my head for a week.
Me
and
too.
It's like in the pop culture in my head to where I keep wanting to reference it to people, but I realize no one else has seen it because I got an advanced screening.
Too. I keep on wanting to quote it all the time. It's that funny. Very quickly, maybe you should give us a brief synopsis of the movie.
Okay, well, first of all, listeners at home or in the car, wherever.
Or watching, or whatever.
Or watching, yes.
Right.
This is Charlie Vaughn, and I had the good privilege of directing First Period. Dudley Bean plays a character named Maggie, and Brandon Alexander, who also wrote First Period, plays Cassie. And basically,
It was great.
we wanted to do an 80s homage comedy, which tapped into John Hughes, who was like the king of the 80s.
Yes.
And John Waters, who...
You nailed it.
Has
that is exactly
to do
what it
with,
is. You nailed it.
80s teen comedies, but why not put them together? You know, imagine if John Waters were handed a John Hughes script and had the cast of Strangers with Candy and said, "Okay, go play." You know, that's
You did it.
Yeah.
You did it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Perfectly like that.
Yeah. So basically, the elevator pitch of the movie is Cassie's the new girl at school, and she befriends.
And you got to let them know they play the ladies.
Yes.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. So
For those of you who
feminine
can't see at home,
I know.
They are sexy.
we're both very
ladies.
virile, hairy,
voluptuous ladies.
so who better to play?
At home, they just think you have smoker voices. Elaine, stretch here.
Yes, I found two handsome boys to play the two socially awkward girls, and basically Cassie, who's played by Brandon, is the new girl at school, and on her first day. She meets Maggie, who's known as the coat rack at school.
Which is
my God,
hilarious.
it's so funny.
because everybody always throws their coats on her. Which
Like
is,
she doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Yes,
Because
yes.
you're
Exactly.
skinny and you don't
You know-
talk
Beg
your
really.
pardon?
And I know you're thinking, like, it's so ridiculous that these guys are dressed up like girls, but it's hilarious and it totally works and it's never talked about. It's not like they're ever like, these boys are
Exactly.
girls. Like,
I
it's
love
never,
that it's never talked
Which
about.
is perfect. Like, it's perfect that it's never talked about.
everybody in the world of first period just goes along with it. You
Yes.
know?
Yes. Yeah, it's never
Totally.
brought up. You're just ugly girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're
absolutely.
girls.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? I know that this movie, like my parents would like it. I loved it. I know that my daughter, it would be her
Yeah.
favorite movie. She's 9.
Yeah.
But what's funny is I was trying to tell her, I'm like, I have to ask my friend if we can like borrow it while you're here or have him come back over. And she's like, well, tell me what it's about. And so I tell her, and I'm like, all right, so it's these two boys that are playing girls. And she's like, wait, stop right there. What'd you just say? And I'm like, it's two boys playing girls. She's like, and you think I'll like this? And then I showed her the trailer, and she's like, yeah, we have to see
Yeah,
that.
we watched the trailer and she was like, "Oh, that's hilarious!" Like
Yeah.
she's a film critic. She was like, "Definitely, oh, this
With
is
the
good."
finger and everything.
Yeah. She-
Oh, this
I'll
is
watch
good.
this. Absolutely.
That right there, that's film.
Yeah, this is quality.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, my father, who is 72, not the target audience. I sat down and showed him almost the finished product. We had some temp music, and it wasn't color correct or anything. And he was laughing all throughout the film and getting jokes that I was not even aware my father,
Wow.
Would get.
And then, and for me, like, it's rare that I don't know how to say this without coming off as like an ass, but it's rare that I laugh out loud at the written word or at movies or stuff like
Yes.
that. I will laugh at a story you tell me. If I see somebody fall down, I'll laugh at that. I'll laugh with my friends, but put a movie in front of me and I'm like, oh, smiling on the inside.
Oh, absolutely.
Dude, we're comedians. We get it. And we were laughing
Yeah.
at yours the whole way
We
through.
are dead
And-
inside.
And but when I was on a plane and I was reading the script, Brandon sent me the final script. He's like, okay, obviously we can still change some things, but here it is. And I was laughing, disrupting the entire plane, and like I landed and I could not wait to start production
Right.
on this.
Yeah, and you know
Wow.
what else is nice about it? It's not even the jokes in the movie. You guys are so good, such
guys are
strong characters.
so good.
It's kind of like if you think about, have you seen Superbad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to even think of one funny joke from the movie, but the two guys, are such good, strong characters that they make the whole movie. That's how you guys are in the movie.
Well, and in this movie,
But-
there are hilarious.
but there are hilarious
parts
jokes also,
that-
yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm just saying, like, it's
Yeah.
a true compliment because I think that's where really good comedy is going right now. It's like it's being character driven rather than joke driven.
Well, and I told them this out there. The hardest thing to do in Hollywood is make a low budget comedy that's actually hilarious. It's impossible to do. I've done it a billion times. Like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You never know. You know what I mean? But you guys did the impossible. Like you made a really funny independent comedy.
Oh, thank you.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
No, it's true. Like I mean, it's
we
really
had like
funny.
I mean it wasn't that low, but we had like $17.
Wow, that's big in
We had
LA.
some coupons. It was pretty good.
No, but it was what was funny about the auditions is very often my background is in gay indie film, and so it's always tricky to put a casting notice up for a gay feature because straight guys don't want to play gay guys don't want to play gay, and then so what you're left with are like the people that are like, I'll do it, I'll be
Yeah, totally.
not criticizing people that I've worked with in my past, but it's just kind of like, okay. So when first period came around, I still remember in our head, like it all makes sense to Brandon, Dudley, and I that the actors come in and they are reading sides with characters named Cassie and Maggie, and there's Dudley and Brandon like giving the lines, and half of them are lost. They're like, do you not have a female reader? And I was like, just go with it. And those that didn't get it or put up a fight, I was like,
no,
know.
I think it was sort of doled out bit by bit. Hey, you got the part. You know those guys reading with you? That's Cassie and Maggie. Click. So after
Hilarious.
Yeah.
And also having to like set up this whole John Waters thing, because that's an almost impossible task. You guys have this world that is just over the top. I mean, you have guys playing girls. Everybody in the movie looks super 80s.
Right.
When I came over to watch her film, I was like, what abortion are they making right now?
Yeah.
Really, because I met you in drag, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then the two male leads that are supposed to be the good-looking hunks of the movie, they walk in, and they're totally 80s looking. I'm like, Jesus Christ. What'd she get herself into now?
Rebecca, is it too late to bow out?
No.
And then they're like throwing mud on you, and there's bats flying around you. I'm like, nah.
You got the super sloppy Double Dare
I
experience
know.
of it.
I really
Yes.
did, and I told him that as somebody that grew up watching Double Dare. I was like, I've always wanted to have something like mud thrown on me. Now I have.
Congratulations.
Cross that off
You
your bucket
guys
No.
did it perfectly.
You're welcome.
Perfectly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bucket list checked off.
Yes, done.
You really did. And you guys are like the three people that did it. Really.
You guys are also producers.
Producer,
right?
writer, director, producers, right?
Yeah.
It was really a situation where we didn't have any time for one mistake. And we just were lucky enough that we really got through a lot. We had the cops called on us.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
How many times? Oh,
Where?
once?
I think only one.
We had a problem at every location we were at.
Oh jeez.
We had permission to be at every location, but we had a problem when we were shooting at Dudley's house. The cops came, and one of the PAs was leaving. He's like, "I'm gonna go run some errands. Oh, by the way, the cops are here." And I was like, "That's really funny." He's like, "No, I'm serious." So I walk out there, and I'm like, "Oh my god, just shoot me now." Yeah. And so I talked us out of it. Not plain ignorant. I was just I need a permit for my own backyard, and da-da-da-da-da. I think once they looked in and saw how small the crew was, they took pity on
They
us.
saw how hot Brandon was, and they said, I'm not coming in between of this.
But
I slipped a nip.
we were shooting at first of all, no school wanted us to set foot on their property, so we had to.
Well,
You
the
guys
crazy
shot
thing
at
is-
an apartment building, didn't you?
No, we were
no.
we were too racy for a school, so we got two churches.
Is
to
that
let
where
us
you
shoot at
shot?
church
The
schools.
Wow.
quad where the Teen Witch rap battle happened.
Yes.
Yes.
It looks like an apartment building, but it's actually a church in
Amazing.
Glendale.
And the priest, I believe, got a call saying, "Are you aware transvestites are in the quad today?" And he had to say, "Yeah, they're fine. They're fine."
So basically, every location we went to, I had a different story for what we were doing. At one of the churches, this woman comes out and she's like, "What are you shooting?" And I said, "It's a movie called Girls Just Wanna." She's like, "What's it about?" And I said, "Well, it's kind of like 21 Jump Street. These two cops have to infiltrate a high school dressed as young ladies." And she's looking at me, and I said, "Is that your car in the parking lot with a human rights campaign sticker on it?" And she's like, "Uh-huh." And I said, "Okay, look, it's called First Period. It's a total drag comedy where, it's like a gay film, but not really gay." And she's like, "That sounds really cool." So we got the lesbian stamp of approval.
Oh, that's good.
But seriously, we made up stories everywhere we went because I was just
Did you ever say you were student film? Because a lot of indie films say
No,
that.
I never did that.
Well, what was your pre-production before you guys started the actual filming? What was your pre-production process like? Like, how much time did you have to do it?
We the story of starting it was just a thing where I said, "Let's make a movie," and Charlie said, "How naive is that? You make tons of them. Let's make a movie." And so So Brandon had written this brilliant sort of short about these two characters.
Oh, so you already had the characters written.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Originally it was going to be like a short film that I was going to do called "Becoming a Woman," which is the title of the PSA you're in.
I know.
A little homage to myself. And then I was just going to do it with Dudley, and then I ended up moving to Chicago for a year, and then I just randomly get this call from Dudley. He's like, "Hey, you remember that Becoming a Woman script?" I was like, "Yeah, let's make it into a movie." I was like, "Okay," so I moved back to LA.
But I think you had like a month or maybe you had to really work hard on it. I mean,
Yeah,
you
it
did it
was
like
a
a
month.
very short time.
Yeah.
So it was not a long
And as a
production
screenwriter,
process.
I was so impressed by the script.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's
yeah. So
really
impressed.
funny. Really. I mean, you've done the impossible.
Yeah.
I can't say that enough. You've done
I think I pretty much spent an entire month up until 3 a.m. every night sending out emails. I'm almost finished, you guys, I swear. Just one more week.
Wow. So he was writing in Chicago. You guys were here starting to figure out things on this end.
I think you had already moved back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd moved back at
Yeah.
that point,
What-
and then I started.
What's your background? I mean, like, how you have so much funny in you, not just on paper, but on screen. Like, did you study comedy? Have you done stand up? Have you Second City?
No, I actually started when I was 18. I started as a script doctor for a bunch of stand-up comics at the Laugh Factory. And
Oh.
I was writing jokes, but I was very shy, so I didn't want to do it myself. And I just started doing that, and then I did that for years and years and years, and then eventually I just got really tired of people just going like, "Hey, you're so funny." Yeah, I wrote those myself, and I was there sitting on the side like, "Yeah, he sure did. That's really good of him to do
Right.
that." So I finally just decided I was gonna step up and just try to write with my actual name on it for once.
Well, it was great. It was great.
That was another. I think I've known Dudley for almost as long as I've known you, but Brandon and I had a couple of like not run-ins like, what are you doing here? But like, we had
He mugged me twice.
It's just like the Sharks and the Jets. There was
we
jumping and clapping.
we had run into each other a couple of times at various parties, so I knew who he was, he knew who I was. But there was that moment where Dudley brought us together, and he's like, "My roommate Charlie's a director, Brandon is a screenwriter and an actor," but neither of us had seen each other work, and so there was a little bit that dance of like. Because a red flag goes up for me when somebody says, "Here's something that I wrote and I want to star in it." Because it's always
yeah.
like,
Of course.
"Oh,
the worst.
And he was like, "I want to see some of your movies. What are they called?" And I was like, "Oh, yes." So when you, so anyway, we were.
I feel you on that one, sister. I've been there.
One of the nights, we actually sat down and watched one of my early works, which shall remain nameless. And afterwards, he paid me a good compliment. He was like, "I know what you went into this project with." Speaking of my earlier film. But you made it very enjoyable, so I have faith that you're gonna make First Period something that is gonna be funny, and but I didn't until he put on the wig and the makeup and started the cameras were rolling. I still didn't know what Brandon would be like as a performer, and the way that
So no audition process here.
no
I don't audition.
Brandon was but
Yoda.
Audition? I don't do.
But seriously, like I kept asking for Video Village, which is where the director, sits and watches. I kept asking them to move it further and further from the set because I was disrupting like the
With
take.
laughing?
Because I was
Good for
laughing
you.
so much.
Oh my God, that's
'Cause
amazing.
That's great.
Brandon has a way. Brandon's acting style is very like just balls to the wall.
I know.
No fear.
By
Yes,
wall, he
you're
means
right.
my inner thigh.
And
My
I'm in
balls
love with you
to
as an
the
actor.
wall.
Really, like.
Yeah.
I think all our balls were to the wall in that movie. If I recall.
Can you say how you say your name in the movie? Do you remember
Totally
it?
Rockin' Superstar. Yeah.
I say it in my sleep. Cassie Gillen, totally rockin' superstar extraordinaire. You're welcome.
Amazing. Amazing.
Love it.
I can't wait for everyone I know to see this movie so we can all start quoting it all the time. I'm sure, it's really good. When can everyone start to see this movie? When can the rest of the world join on the First Period bandwagon?
Well, hopefully the summer film festivals, both gay festivals and mainstream festivals will have some screenings. We've submitted it to a number of festivals, which obviously gets really costly.
Right.
Because festivals are a great venue for indie film, but they also, cost money to submit and stuff like that. And so you really have to pick and choose when you don't have a lot of money.
Yes.
Where you're going to submit. But we've submitted to Frameline up in San Francisco, which
Awesome.
is a festival that is very dear to me because they played the first short I ever did. So I hope we get in there. And then we also submitted, of course, to Outfest, which
It would be perfect at Outfest.
You guys would be perfect for both.
Perfect.
yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. I mean, the interesting thing about the film is that since it has even though it's a school film, it has a very summer feel good
Yes.
feel to
Almost
it.
like a summer's eve.
Yes, exactly.
Dudley, what's your comedy background? You were so funny in this.
Thank you. I did a little groundlings, and now I write jokes for daytime TV shows. I write commercials for Live with Kelly and Michael and Ellen and things like that. So I guess I learned it through that.
You
and
blew me
just-
away. You blew me away.
Thank you very much.
Really, like
He
as
was
someone,
blown.
I was you guys, really.
He was blown.
But seriously, someone who's I've been a comic 26 years, so jokes don't I have a wall up because I already know what's coming. But you two, it's you directing them the right way. Just your chemistry, like I could watch you two even without the drag doing movies together forever. Like you're the new comedy team for me. Like I hope you two never break up from being in comedy movies together.
And a friend is friend forever. Sorry. Yeah, it was.
That's our new theme song.
It'll be done. Yeah, I think Teen Witch was sort of an inspiration for you, and there's sort of this buddy characters that don't go anywhere as crazy and insane, but there was this sort of popular girl and her unfortunate mousy-haired friend that sort of came together, and that sort of was sort of a launching point for it all.
I mean, the character that you play is really funny, but there are funny moments, and I don't want to give away too much, but there's one point where you're in the back seat of a car that I'm just like dying watching you play this. Like you're back there with a boy, and it just...
Oh my God.
It's
Yeah,
really-
the scenes where you guys are intimate with like the boy characters, like trying to get all romantic is so funny just because you guys are just like these terrible looking women.
Well,
and
no,
one's
you're not
commenting
terrible.
it.
You're terrible.
Well, yeah,
You're terrible.
I'm definitely. Brandon really does look like if you're watching, he really does take after Molly Ringwald.
No,
There's some things where
totally.
He's a cute
Totally.
girl.
Facial hair.
He's a
girl.
cute girl, not you.
I look
Yeah, that's true.
I look like Jamie Gertz if she was kicked in the face. I mean,
And
it's unfortunate.
lived through like a nuclear war.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
No, it's true. He's really cute as a girl, and you're just
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
But the thing is,
That's terrible.
I can't see what I look like.
But it
I'm
was
looking out
perfect.
these
It was
eyes.
perfect.
So I think I'm flirting with this guy, and it's going great.
It was. I would
Hey,
say.
you are
I
a
thought it was-
handsome man. But as a woman,
you.
dude, and that's
No,
from
it's like
and I'm the
Dante,
worst.
too.
I've been in drag.
I made him dress up as a Vietnamese tranny hooker for Halloween one time.
I can
It does
see it.
not work for me.
He
My
is
daughter
the
puts a blonde
ugliest.
wig on me.
Yeah.
It's the worst. I look like Hulk Hogan's daughter. I don't know. It's just terrible.
Way worse than Brooke
Yeah.
Hogan,
Yeah.
which is scary.
That's
Doesn't
really
get
unfortunate.
worse.
I'm so sorry for you.
I know.
I actually ended up getting the grossest compliment. Right after we finished wrapping the movie, I sent out pictures to my family because I went to my very first family reunion, and I didn't know any of them. And so,
What do you mean you went to your very first family?
I'm very estranged from my parents, so I went to go so we could all reconnect and stuff. They're like,
Wow.
and my mom, of course, is like, "Yeah, my son does movies." They're like, "Oh, show us some pictures." So the only pictures I have are me in first period.
Amazing.
The only thing I get from my 87-year-old great aunt was like, "You look like your mother," and I was like, "Oh." And then, of course, my new stepfather at the time, he's like, "Yeah, if I didn't meet your mom and I was 10 years younger, I'd tap that." So
There you go.
Yeah.
that's why I
Keep it in the
drink.
family.
That's a high compliment.
That's why I drink.
That's why I drink.
But I think so much of what worked about the movie is we sort of got everything we wanted. I mean, we were throwing around, hey, wouldn't it be great if Cassandra Peterson, Elvira, did this role?
She's in it.
Yeah,
Yes.
literally, it was calling up and saying,
you have
"Hey,
big
would
stars
you-"
in this.
You have great stars.
We were so fortunate. Judy Tenuta's in it, and
Who I
she does a
love.
wonderful role.
She's great.
Jack Plotnick, who's a really funny guy.
He's
He just
great. The
came
teacher,
in
right?
with- yeah, exactly.
He's great.
yeah, he's
and,
perfect.
Yeah, just so many people came in just with.
Yeah, no, I told him the casting is perfect in this movie. Everyone fit their role perfectly. You guys were like, man, nice of you to say. You weren't on set, bitch. But, but I mean, at least
Oh
from
no,
my end.
I think I speak for all of us. We are literally obsessed with our cast.
Yeah.
Really?
Like we all still talk, we all still hang out.
We shot the movie
That's so
in 10 days. So there really wasn't any time to coach someone into it. They had to hit the ground running, and everybody did.
Yeah.
So
it was as a director, most of the stuff that I had done up until this point were people that were, kind of emerging in their careers or had done a number of films, but no names. And
Right.
so I remember I had said, Dudley had said, or Brandon, I can't remember who said, we should get an 80s icon to play the part of the mom. And I was like, and they said, who have you always wanted to work with? And I just, I slept on it. And then the next day I thought, oh my gosh, like for me, growing up, I watched Elvira every Saturday night. And that was, I thought, well, I wonder if she's around.
Can't dig up Vincent Price, so
Yeah, so
put
I
him in a
just-
wig. Sure.
So everybody's like, a lot of my friends are like, how did you get Cassandra Peterson? And I was like, the same way that Steven Spielberg would have. I found her manager's phone number and I called him, and I sent the script,
and she's great in it.
It speaks.
Yeah.
It really speaks to Brandon's script because she took it based solely on the script and I think the opportunity to play just a really outlandish character that was very different from Elvira.
Well,
And-
let me be ignorant. What else
Yeah.
has she done where she's not in Elvira drag? Do you know?
She did a movie called All About Evil with Natasha Lyonne, where she was sort of a mother character, but it was very sort of straight role. This is the first she's really been able to be this over the top.
Because it took me about 5 minutes before I went, oh my God, that's Elvira.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, I know she looks totally
she's
different.
she's very. I
She
mean,
looks great.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Cassandra is a a stunningly beautiful woman. When you hear her voice, that's when you start to tap into.
Yes.
I know you from somewhere.
Yeah.
But even face to face, when I'm giving her direction, I did not see
Elvira.
Elva at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you're
Yeah.
watching her, you don't see it at all because she looks so different.
Yeah. And what was funny was after she read the script, it took about maybe like a month of phone tag. I was driving down Ventura Boulevard and my phone rang and I answered and I heard that voice and it was like, hi, Charlie, this is Cassandra Peterson. And I like pulled over and I'm just like pinching myself going, okay, hopefully she's still on board. And she's like, I have a couple of questions about the film. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, have you cast the part of Cassie? I have an actress friend that would be just terrific. And I said, as a matter of fact, we have cast the role of Cassie. The writer, Brandon Alexander, is going to play Cassie. And there was a pause. And then, that's perfect. Tell me more. And I thought, oh, she gets it.
Oh,
And
good.
she was like, she did not disappoint because, sometimes there are people that you meet and you're like, oh, I have so many questions for this person.
Yeah.
And then when you say like, I really loved you in fill in the blank, they're like, I've done other work. She was
Yeah.
like, she wanted to talk about anything.
Great.
Oh, that's so
I love that.
nice.
Yeah. And-
Real quick, let me tell our listeners, if you want to call in and ask any questions, the number is 818-850-7746. And
Oh, we need
that
to take a
I know,
break.
yeah, and that's showing up on your screen. If you are downloading this at iTunes, it's too late for any of that. But make sure you subscribe to our podcast, Stimulus Package Podcast. Subscribe to it and listen to all the old episodes. We have like 100 episodes now. We got to take a quick break, and we will be right back here with our first period guests.
I think I got something to say to you. It's late September and I really should be back at school. I know I keep you amused, but I feel
¿Qué pasó? What's going on, people? This is Gabriel Iglesias. Oh my God, he's speaking Spanish. Not really, baby, but that's what it sounded like. You're hanging with my boys, Dick and Darren, right here with Darren the Rooster Carter. El Gallo.
Hey, this is Gary Busey. Not sure where I am right now, but I know that I'm listening to the interview with Fraser Smith on the GoCast Network.
Hey, these are the Farley Brothers on Farley Brothers Radio. I'm Kevin Farley.
I'm John Farley.
I want you to go and look for Paranormal Movie on Amazon.com. It's out April 9th.
Yeah, it's a hilarious movie about a parody of the paranormal movies.
It's starring Maria Menounos, Tom Sizemore, Eric Roberts, John Farley, who plays Jack Goff.
Yep. Nikki Whalen. It's an awesome movie. Go check it out on Amazon.com. April 9th, it's coming out. Type in Kevin Farley Paranormal Movie.
Hey guys, this is Danny Trejo, and when I'm in Huntington Beach, I go to my favorite restaurant, the Second Floor. The Second Floor has my favorite food, and man, you have to see their colossal burgers. You need a damn machete just to cut them. And they were just voted the best fusion art restaurant. Tattoo art from some of the biggest names like Jack Rudy and Rick Walters. Every Thursday night, art shows featuring legends to local artists come in, and you can meet them in person. You can buy the art right off the walls, and all sales go right to the artist. After 10 p.m. Thursday through Saturday, well-known DJs spinning an eclectic mix of music, and you've got to check out their late-night menu. Go visit them on the web. Check out their great menu, upcoming art shows, and your favorite DJ. Located at 126 Main Street, downtown Huntington Beach. Second Floor. I'll see you there.
Greg Buckstar Sides here for the GoCast Network.
I'm Gary Garver, formerly of The Howard Stern Show, and I love the GoCast Network, Greg. It's awesome.
I love the GoCast Network too, and you know what I love about it is the partnerships we have, like with Ustream.
I dig Ustream.
Me too. What a great place to watch live content, like we do 30 shows a week live.
Yeah, we're kicking ass here at the GoCast Network. And how can people check out our shows on Ustream?
Well, what they can do is they can go to gocastnetwork.com, click on the little live preview, boom, it opens right up. You're watching on GoCast, and bonuses to Ustream because guess what? It's their little thing.
We got some great shows here.
We do.
Check us out. GoCast Network.
GoCast Network.
Oh, I think we're back.
All right, you are listening to the Stimulus Package podcast. Again, make sure you follow us on Twitter. It's at Stimulus Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter there and find out all the big events coming up here on the Stimulus Package. We are with our guests who are all in the movie, because even the director has a cameo at the end from the movie First Period, and we've just been gushing about you guys because it really is
we're in love.
one of my favorite movies of the year so far.
With you.
I mean it. It's one of my favorite movies of the year, and I
want to see it again. Like I want you to.
I would love to see it
because
again.
there's so many scenes that I've been laughing about, just thinking of. Like, I'm sorry, the piss scene is like so funny. Oh my god!
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, listeners out in radio
remember the
world,
piss scene.
if you know of a festival we should be in, go to First Period on Facebook, firstperiodmovie.com. Let us know. We'd love to hear. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because one of the things is my total dream for this movie would be to take it on the road, like take it to some college campuses, go to college towns, rent theaters. Like I want to revive that old school William Castle,
the grassroots,
what John Waters used to do with his movies. Like this has.
We'll take it to a prison. We don't care. Sure.
This has Midnight Movie written all over it.
Oh my god, totally.
And the two things the two things I hear most common after I show it to somebody, whether it's with a group of people or like one-on-one, is when can I see it again? And they already, like you were saying, Dante, they start quoting it. You know?
Right.
And
it's very quotable
it
movie.
It's extremely quotable, and even like our editor Corey would send me an email, and I'm like, there's a quote, like, and I would quote the movie back, and he would just get right on.
You know, it's interesting that you said that. I thought about your movie being quotable the other day because I was like, I don't think that there's been a movie that's been quotable since maybe like Forrest Gump. Like it used to be.
What?
Really,
Are we going that far back?
Yes, because
I found the Eating Out movies very quotable.
Yes, but thank you, Dudley.
The Eating Out movies. Okay, fine. But really, even usually from like movie trailers, I see dead people or something like that. But I can't think of one in the past 5 years that I can quote.
That's true.
But I've been quoting in my own head because, like I said, no one gets it. Your movie ever since.
Wow, that's the ultimate compliment. Yeah, I loved Anchorman. That's probably the last thing I think of that was a quotable
You're right.
movie.
That is quotable.
So if people would, just cast off something from the movie as an insult or something like that, that would be the biggest.
I still
pride.
quote Strangers with Candy, so I can't say anything.
That was Strangers with Candy was really special too, for sure.
But that was farther away than
The thing that's going to be a little bit surreal is that Dudley, for the past, 10 or so years, the first time I did Halloween with Dudley Bean was the year that Desperate Housewives premiered. And we dressed as the cast of Desperate Housewives, and the only time I ever do drag is at Halloween. 2 years ago, we did the cast of Clue,
right?
And I was Mrs.
Which was
Peacock.
great.
And last year, we were 9 to 5, and I was Jane Fonda. I would probably make a blithering idiot of myself if at Halloween I saw Cassie and Maggie dressed up. Like, people dressed up as Cassie and Maggie.
Oh, no
Like,
kidding,
that would
right?
be-
Yeah.
You know you've made it when drag queens do you.
Yeah.
That's the pinnacle.
Because one of the people
And they
that,
will. They will.
One of the people that really needs to be spotlighted it was our costume director, costume designer, a guy named Michael Mullen, who had not very much means to get clothes. We gave him very little money because it was just micro budget, and he performed miracles and came up with some very iconic outfits for
Yeah, the
for
outfit, the
Cassie.
costumes are great.
Yeah.
Everybody,
insane.
everybody, even on her for her cameo. But I want to go even further, past the costumes to art direction, which was you, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, that's amazing.
Dudley, when I was on set, I was shocked by the bedroom. I was shocked by the paintings on the wall, and I was like, "Who did this?" And he said everything was you. Even you guys had a Clue painting just in the living room.
Well, that wasn't necessarily for the movie, but yeah. Thank
But
you.
That's you
Thank
too,
you.
right?
Yes.
You're
yeah.
an amazing artist.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's true, really.
I have to give credit to Brandon for helping me out a lot with it, and a guy named Mike Laurie who taught me how to do a good set is get it all nice and then throw crap everywhere on it. He's the one who made it look like a thing. He'd just go, no, you need nail polish here and you need that there. But I got to thank also Rebecca Kuzma, who did our makeup and hair.
Yes.
It's the reason the movie works, and thank you for saying that it does, is just everything is so just clicked to the very extreme. It's not over,
Right.
but it's just so kissing that edge of how far you can push the 80s so that we sort of just settle into that heightened world. And so it's really all that together.
The other part that's really fun as a viewer who wasn't around except for one day was picking up on all the little homages that you guys do to 80s movies. And then there's some in there that, I said to Charlie, and I found out later it was unintentional. But there's a scene where you guys, the bad kids are at one table and the other people are off in the distance. You two are off in the distance. And it's total homage to Romeo and Michelle. It was totally probably unintentional, but it worked perfectly for the movie. Because I was counting other ones. I'm like, oh, there's Romeo and Michelle. There's this, there's that. And he's like, oh man, I don't even know if I planned that.
No, the Romeo and Michelle one was definitely just how to get everything together in one shot.
We have two tables, make it work.
But we lucked out because the gal, we didn't cast Lauren Rose Lewis, who plays Heather in the movie. She was the last one cast.
Is she the main bad girl?
She's the main bad girl.
All right.
And she tells the story because literally we were gonna call it quits. We're gonna say not call it quits, but we're gonna settle on an actress that I still was looking for something else, and I think Charlie was and Brandon was, and finally somebody gave her her number, and we were like, hey, can you come over to my house? Which as a young female actress, you never want to hear.
Ever.
And she said she waited in the car as two other actresses came out and weren't murdered, so she knew she could go in. But when they got her into makeup and everything, she's a dead ringer for Kim Walker, who played the main Heather in the movie Heathers.
Yes,
and that was
totally.
just luck. And
they played the Heathers.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Yep.
So that was just great. The fact that Cassandra is your mom, Cassie, and you both have red hair was just there were all these sort of, celestial clockwork coming together in that. Yeah.
Another thing that that was also by accident, though. A lot of people comment, and I just wish I could take credit for this, but I'm not going to. It's just a little beef I have as a low-budget filmmaker is we sent out Facebook invites, we called friends, like we had no money to pay extras, and we were like,
oh, the old extra low-budget conundrum.
We will feed you. It's on a Saturday. Just come out. You can hang out with, and one excuse like
was there booze?
There was no booze.
See, that would have done it.
We got
that would have done it. It's LA.
We got
It's
so
LA.
many excuses. So anyway, the without giving away the ending of the movie, it ends at a talent show. And I had in my head this wonderful shot. The camera was gonna the dolly through the crowd, and we would see this sea of faces. And we had like 7 extras.
But
it worked perfectly.
It was
don't give anything away.
It was a happy accident because it made it like, here's this talent show. We're just going to rule the school, and 7 people show up.
And at our premiere, there's a moment before you see them, but you can hear the crowd. You can hear it out there.
Yes.
So your mind is painting this picture of this coliseum of people, and then it cuts, and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
But like a John Waters movie, like if you would have had it full, I don't know if I would have liked it as much as having it empty.
No.
And they were like the same people from the pool party, which made it even better.
I think it was perfect.
Like I'm recognizing the same people. It was amazing.
Exactly.
They're the most active students in school. Yeah, they really are.
Clearly.
Well, and also another thing that I just put this out to whether you're a director or an actor or a writer. Many of the people that ended up working on this have worked on stuff like I've worked with them on no budget stuff before. I found our DP, who is just absolutely brilliant, Olivia Kwan, by shooting a web series that nobody was getting paid for last year. And then I liked her work and I liked working with her, so I hired her I was producing a lesbian romantic comedy called Heterosexual Jill during January. And she came on as the DP, and I was still, blown away by how she works. And so when First Period came along, it was a no-brainer. Carly Kaiser, who plays Other Heather, the second banana, she and I were doing this play for free in a small theater in North Hollywood, and I sat next to her on stage, and she would just crack me up with the facial expressions. And so when I read the script, I was like, I've got a girl who's perfect for it, but I'm going to make her audition anyway, just so it's unanimous. And of course, it was a no-brainer when she came in. One of the actors in it, he came out to be an extra for free. He had auditioned for a couple of my projects, had never been cast. He does this flip like he's a gymnast, and I was like,
oh, he's the guy at the end.
Yeah,
right?
He's our special effect.
Yeah.
So anyway, there was this line that we had to give away to somebody, and I was like, Dudley said, let's get the boy that flipped. And I was like, yeah, he was really cool. Like, he didn't care about showing up for free and not getting paid. And so, he got a line in it. So just to actors out there who, hopefully I will be able to pay everybody on every feature from now on. But really, really, really think about what you're doing when you say, what does it pay? Or, because you honestly really never know where it's going to go.
Right.
Yeah.
And especially in this town. I mean, like, you could do a student film and then that guy is the next J.J. Abrams. You just really never know in L.A. Why not? And it's good networking. I mean, you said he had auditioned for you 1,000,000 times.
I was sure that he was going to say, when I said, hey, do you want to be an extra in one of my movies, that he'd be like, go screw yourself, But he was like, I'd love to. And he had such a great attitude, so.
Wow.
Are we getting a phone call, Dick? Has it been screened yet?
He's talking to him right now.
All right. After it's screened, because I've made the mistake of just picking up.
Never do that.
Sometimes it'll just be my parents going, "We can't hear you." I'm like, "Have you turned up the volume on
Your mic's off, honey.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom and Dad. Anyway. All right, caller, you are on the air. Who's this?
Hey, it's Carrie Droll.
Oh, Carrie.
Yay!
How are you?
Hi.
She's a long-time listener.
I know Carrie.
Carrie.
Who was that?
What's that?
Who said I know Carrie?
Oh, this is Charlie Vaughn.
okay. Yeah.
Do you guys know each other?
Well, I don't think we've met in person, but we've got mutual friends.
Nice.
Yeah, we interacted from time to time on some of the stuff Creeperson posts on Facebook. So.
And you two both have our guest from last week in common. Alina Madison.
Yes.
You both know her as well, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. So no, I've been wanting to meet Charlie, but this is a good opportunity. I've been wanting to tell you something for a while.
Ooh.
And
I like where this is going.
I know.
I'm pregnant. It's yours.
Last year, I was given a challenge to watch a bunch of movies that I'd never seen, and so I watched somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 movies last year.
Wow, good for you.
And I saw Vampire Boys, which I loved, by the way.
Ooh.
Charlie Vaughn directed.
Like Carrie already.
So, but when the year was said and done, my favorite movie was Saltwater.
Really? Are you
Wow.
serious?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh well, thank you. Saltwater is a movie that I shot right before first period. It's a very quiet. It's the antithesis of first period. It's a very quiet gay romance that is
About 2 drag queens in high school, and it's
it was nominated for Best Gay Romance of the Year by TLA.
Really?
Yeah.
And where can people find this?
I think it's at Blockbuster. Remarkably, they bought some stuff.
All right, where can they find a Blockbuster?
I know, right? That's a better question.
Michigan.
Carrie, that's very. I'm actually more surprised that you liked Vampire Boys, but thank you for being a fan of Saltwater.
Well, yeah. You know what sounds funny is I liked Vampire Boys better than Twilight. So.
Oh, there you go.
I think the Twilight people like Vampire Boys than Twilight.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, well, I kind of like Vampire Boys more than Twilight too, so there's something we share.
I need to see both of those. I haven't seen either.
I know, I'm behind.
Remember everything you just said about a friend bringing over a film?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been those days.
Yeah.
They're both very sparkly.
No, Vampire Boys was the movie that I showed Brandon reluctantly. I don't look. Let me preface Vampire Boys this way. We had even less money and even less time than first period. It was my first feature. And we had 6 days, and I was trying to make it look really big and epic and for
6 days.
6 days.
6 days is
Wow.
like I don't even know how you did that.
To shoot 90 pages.
Well,
yeah.
it worked for Carrie, right, Carrie?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, well, thank you.
6 days was plenty then,
Did
Charlie.
me right.
I thought you meant at first the movie Carrie was shot in 6 days. And I was like, I never heard that story.
No.
That's right, 6 days.
Well, awesome. I'm glad.
Well, thanks for calling in, Carrie. We always love when you call in.
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you
Make
so
sure
much.
you-
Keep up the show.
What's that?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I said, just keep up the show. I love it.
Oh,
Thank you.
thanks.
We love you.
And we love you too. And by the way, I am not just blowing smoke up their asses because they're in the studio. If you were you listening last week?
Yeah.
You better have been. Anyway,
Just say
listen.
yes, Carrie.
Yeah, sure. Bye.
Well, last week I talked about this movie because we had just seen it
Yes.
and I loved it. So anyway, go watch it.
Well, I
whenever
can't
it's
wait to see First Period. It sounds great.
Oh
It
my
is
God,
great. It
Carrie,
is great.
you will love it. It is so funny. It's so good. I can't wait for everyone to
I
see
know. Like I'm sad I'm not in it. So the next one. I wanna
There's
be,
always a sequel.
I want to be in second period.
Done.
Thanks, Carrie.
it. Done.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
If anyone wants to check out the trailer, it is online on YouTube. If you
Yes.
type in First Period teaser trailer,
Yeah,
and you'll get to see a little bit
or
of it.
you can go
Oh,
directly to our website, which is firstperiodmovie.com, and if you click on the notebook, the trailer opens up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Real fancy.
Or you can use Google
Fancy.
and type in First Period Movies and click the
And then you're going to get a
magnifying
lot of weird
Or you can
porn.
yell at Siri.
Do not Google first period movies.
glass. Or just do it and call it.
It's going to be a
Trust
Kotex
me,
site.
Mom and Dad, don't Google it. Just go to the.
There's actually a really funny PSA about having your first period. I recommend it.
Really?
It's informative and frightening.
Nice.
It's mine, isn't it?
They just take that scene from The
Mine.
Shining
Yeah,
where the
it's
doors open.
What did we just watch a first period
Honey.
real one in?
What are you talking about?
With Willow the other day. It was like on some movie when we were watching it.
What?
About the menstrual cycle. And she was like, don't turn that
Oh,
off.
we were watching that stupid thing on television that you kept on. It was like on, I don't know what channel it was on late at night. It was like a vagina, like, this is the woman's vagina. It opens up into, and then it's like, vagina. Camera goes in
It wasn't
vagina.
a real one.
I've been
Yeah,
calling it the
was.
wrong
That
thing.
was
Well,
what it was
it was
real
in
vagina.
No, they showed the inside, but they didn't show a real
They
vagina.
put the whole camera.
It was a cartoon.
Was it?
It was a cartoon
No,
at
it
first.
wasn't a cartoon.
It's an instructional video.
It wasn't a cartoon. It was
At
like,
first it was, but then they show they show ovaries inside or whatever.
That must be some woman.
It was a
You know,
GoPro
to-
camera, and they just chunked it.
Chucked it.
That's
Yep,
right.
Exactly.
And there's a lot going on up there. That's what I learned.
Well, listen.
A whole lot.
Here's what happens. We can go slightly longer, but we get cut off in 3 minutes. So I want to promote everything that you guys want to promote, including other movies, websites, your own personal Twitters or Facebook. So let's just go around and we'll do that so we don't miss out on anything at the very end of the show.
No, just again, firstperiodmovie.com. And as Dudley said, if you are in another state, if you're involved in a film festival and you want us to come out for your festival, whether it's a gay festival or a mainstream festival, I mean, obviously, Rebecca and Dante laughed their asses off.
And we're
movie
comedians.
is for everybody. Okay?
And they're only a little gay.
Right. And I promise I'm not just saying this because you're in studio. Like, I love this movie. Love it.
It's okay if you do.
So anyway, if you are
You're welcome.
if you are involved in a film festival, if we haven't submitted it to you, it's not that we think we're too good. We just don't have.
don't know.
We don't.
Yeah.
We don't know, and we don't have. I don't have the time to investigate every festival, but we would love to play anywhere.
If you have a big couch with a big
Everywhere.
TV, we'll have it there.
Man, you guys can charge money at our house.
Ooh, we should start doing that.
Yeah, I
like
know.
charge
There you go.
screenings for first period.
No copyright infringement. We own the copyright.
Right?
Why not? We can
$5
actually do
at the
backyard
door.
movies at our house. That'd be really fun.
How could we do that, babe?
Put up a screen and he'll figure out how to rent a machine that
Really?
will show it. Yeah.
Whatever.
Or
All
Dudley
right,
and I'll
let's-
just reenact.
Yeah, we'll just sock puppets and us. Yeah.
What do you want to promote?
Just same thing as Charlie. Please check out our website. Please check out the trailer.
Yes.
And really, we'd love to hear from you. If you know of, even if you're not involved with the festival, but you know of
How
one
can they
going
hear
on,
from you?
Firstperiodmovie.com. Check us out on Facebook, First Period Movie. there.
But you can go there and send you an email.
Yes,
Oh.
send an
Yeah,
email.
also
Both of
contact
them
us.
have contact on that.
Great.
Because we really don't know what all's out there, and we'd love to see this great country and get out there with our movie. So let us know, and we'll pack up the bandwagon and see you soon. So yeah,
Sure.
Brandon.
I'm going to promote the sequel. If you know anyone that has a lot of money,
A lot of money.
and you sound like you like our movie, which I know you do, give us money, we'll make a sequel.
Great.
It's true. If someone has money out there, it'd be a funny sequel. Except I'm going to be in it this time, like the whole thing. Right?
And real quickly,
yeah.
I want to re-promote this Thursday, the 11th, at Club 11, 7
Yes.
o'clock till 2.
You guys just come by. It's
Make
Club
sure
11.
you come out.
There'll
It's
be
a
lots of
really
drag
funny bar.
queens.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a really fun bar.
Who doesn't want to see that?
And we're promoting the gay list. And also, you can also buy Dante's one-man show. They're both available at Amazon, Nandar Entertainment, TLA, and a million other places online if you want to pick those up right now. And the other ones will come out soon. Go see the Inappropriate Comedy, still playing in theaters, hopefully.
Maybe.
And you never
We
know.
don't know.
Watch... Watch First Period at a festival near you very
Or the
soon.
trailer.
With,
Or the
with,
trailer.
with these, all four of these
Yes.
guys right here. And also, Rebecca has another movie called Waiting in the Wings that will be coming out within the year as well. So make sure you look out for that. And then we're
Yes.
directing and starring in a movie called What Happened. And you'll have to check that out too. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
It was
Thank
really
you
fun.
so much for doing this. It's been really, really
I
fun.
hope the right people
You're
are
welcome.
listening because everyone needs to see this movie. I
Yes.
recommend it to everybody.
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 I made it. Well,
It
thank
can
you guys.
solve the world's problems.
Yes.
We should send it to North Korea.
We should.
that will end their weapons program right there.
This has Kim Jong-un written all over it. All over it.
He could be my foreign exchange
If
sister.
he could just be a pretty lady, I think this would all be solved.
He
I know.
is a pretty lady.
He is a pretty
He's so
Oh,
smooth.
do you have a drag queen of you at 11 yet?
No.
But there have been
there
drag
should
queens of her,
be.
yes.
I haven't seen one in person.
But we've heard about them.
I've
People
heard of
have
them.
heard that people from her eating out movies will dress up like that. Yeah.
Yes. But really quick, okay, we're about to go. First period. I just want to say, for me, as someone that's known you for so long, it was so fun for me being able to see your name say directed by Charlie Vaughn. Like, it made me want to cry a little bit because I was like, oh my God, I've known this guy. Like, you were one of my first friends in Los Angeles when I was like 17, yeah. Forever
like a year ago.
For like, it was like 2.5 months ago. Anyway, but yeah, it was really, really cool. And I'm so happy for you. And I just hope the best for this movie and you guys and everything. So
thanks.
There you go.
Well, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Once again, Stimulus Podcast, and also at iTunes. Make sure you subscribe. We have about 100 shows you can download.
And they're all funny.
And they're all funny. Check us out next Tuesday. Every Tuesday, 7 o'clock
Do it.
Pacific time. Bye.